What's up, everyone? So, welcome back, old friends and new friends. Today I am making, for a special guest that we're having, whoopie pies. This has been a family tradition for many, many years. So, as you know, I'm getting up there in age, so this has been around for a long time, and I've kind of perfected it over the years. My mother used to make these with me, and my older sister used to make them, and then I kind of took over, and this is a wonderful recipe. This is kind of a Northeast tradition. It's debatable where it started, maybe Pennsylvania, the Amish, maybe New England. But anyways, so we're gonna get right into it. Those are most of my ingredients right there, and I get a lot of them pre-measured out right here. So this is Crisco. This is 3 tablespoons of Crisco, and let's see here, 9 tablespoons of canola oil. So the Crisco gives it a little bit of that traditional flavor, but you want the canola oil because if you use all Crisco, these things are going to fall apart. Okay, so I got Crisco, and then I have, let's see, 1.5 cups of sugar. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of mix that up. This is my Viking Mixer. I took it out of storage today.
Yeah, I haven't used that in a long time.
It's been probably about 2 years since I've used this. So I took it out of storage and I cleaned it up. I'm just gonna mix the oil and the sugar up real quick together. Nothing fancy. Now I'm gonna add 2 beaten eggs. And in the oil and sugar also was 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, real vanilla extract. Okay, mix that up real quick. Okay, now I'm gonna add flour. There's 3 cups of flour. I'm just gonna throw it all in, no fuss. Wow. Okay, and then there is, let's see, cocoa. 1.25 cup of Hershey cocoa. Okay, and now I've got some milk here, 1.5 cups of milk with cocoa residue. I use the same measuring cup. So now I'm gonna be careful as to how I start this out, so I don't want a big dust storm. All right, so I'm gonna mix this up, and then we'll see how it comes along in a couple minutes. And the mixture is done. It took me, I mixed this maybe a minute tops. It doesn't take long, especially in this Viking. This is a very powerful machine. And the funny story behind this Viking is I used to make these whoopie pies for family functions when we had cookouts at my house, and it was always a big hit. And I had a little hand mixer, and one time I broke it making the cream filling, because I make a lot of cream filling, and the motor blew out on it. so I said, you know what, I'm buying a good Viking mixer. I don't know if they make these anymore.
I don't think so.
There's a meat attachment, a meat grinder on it that works really good, and then there was also a blender I had. The blender broke. But anyway, so I got this, I forget what number scoop this is. It works really good. It might be a number 9. Let's see if I can see real quick. I'm not gonna fret over it, but you can see what it is. I use this to make meatballs with too, little meatballs. So, all right, I actually put a little bit more. It's like a heaping one of these. I haven't made these in a couple of years, so I'm gonna put like a heaping scoop of this. Okay, I'm gonna put 4 on each pan, and then I have my oven going at 325. It's just about, it's 5 degrees away from being ready, so that's good. And we're gonna bake these for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna finish scooping these out, and then we're gonna bake these 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes. Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Those are nice.
Wow.
I didn't even give them a toothpick check. I'm sure they're ready. Now I got
The next
rest of the batch ready to go in. So I'm gonna set my timer for 15 minutes. I did rotate these because the oven is not the shelves are not quite even. So after halfway through, I rotated the pans and then I turned them around. So look at that. That's nice. We're gonna let them rest in the pan for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna put them on a cooling rack. And now we're gonna start the filling. So I want to go over real quick. As usual, I forgot to mention a couple of the ingredients because I'm reading off an old card with a million different notes on here, and I'm making more of like 1.5 times the recipe that's on the card. So I forgot to mention, I'm gonna go over again what was in the cake mixture. There was 9 tablespoons canola oil, 3 tablespoons of Crisco, 1.5 cups sugar, 2 eggs, 1.5 cups milk, 3 cups flour, 1.5 teaspoon of salt. I forgot to mention that. Very important when you're using cocoa to put salt. And 2 teaspoons baking soda, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay? So now we're going to go to the filling. The filling is the best part of the whoopie pie, I think. And I always make extra filling. There might be extra leftover filling here. It freezes well. You can eat it on crackers too. It's really good. I like using a lot of butter in mine. Traditionally, it's made with Crisco. There is Crisco in here because you need, to me, the authentic taste of the cream filling has to have some kind of Crisco flavor. That's my opinion. That's what I grew up on. But there's a 2-to-1 ratio of butter to Crisco in here. There's a lot of fat in here. There's 2 cups of butter that was left at room temperature for 2 hours, and then there's 1 cup of Crisco, and then there's 2 teaspoons of vanilla in there. Okay, so I'm gonna mix that up, and when it's done mixing, we're gonna add the sugar and stuff to it. Okay, so that's the butter, the Crisco, and the vanilla. And now I'm gonna add 3 cups of powdered sugar. Okay, and can't have that without marshmallow fluff. Here's a cup of marshmallow fluff. And you know what? If the measurements aren't perfect, no big deal. So I'm gonna start this, and if it's not consistent like I want it to be, like if it's too thin, I'm just gonna add some more sugar to it. That's how you get the consistency on this right. So we're gonna start this low and slow because I don't want to get a big dust storm from that powdered sugar. But we're gonna zip this up real quick, and this I want at high speed to get all that stuff whipped up together. Oh yeah, that's max power on the blender. So I'm gonna stop this and scrape it down a little bit, and then we'll pick it up from there. Okay, the rest of the whoopie pies are ready. It came out pretty good, I think, as far as the uniform. These ones are just a little bit bigger, but that's okay. Both batches were even 15 minutes. So I'm gonna shut the oven. These have been cooling over here on the cooling rack. Okay. So what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to let them sit for 5 minutes, then put them on the cooling rack. And in the meantime, I'm going to start filling these whoopie pies over here. So I've tried different types of variations on whoopie pies. You got your pumpkin ones, you got your peanut butter filled ones, and to me, these classic whoopie pies right here are the best whoopie pies. And you can't beat the classic taste of chocolate and vanilla, I think. So these are they're a cute size, especially if you have kids. You know, you don't want to have giant ones. then you wind up cutting them in half, or they don't want to eat the whole thing or whatever. My family likes a lot of the cream filling in there.
Yes.
That's the best part of the whoopie pie, I think. Look at that. Oopsies.
Oh boy.
So we're not gonna go for fancy looks here. We're just going for, well, I don't want to have anything sloppy either. But so there's a little cream sticking out the side, whatever. These are gonna go in the refrigerator because number one, the cream is soft, and if you eat them now, it's gonna just squish right out. And there's a ton of butter in here, and I don't know about you. If you've tasted butter sitting on the counter for a couple days, it's not too pleasant. So
yeah.
I'm gonna finish stuffing these, and we're gonna wind up wrapping them and then putting them in the refrigerator, and these freeze very well also. All right, the last of the whoopie pies are ready to be filled. These were cooling for about 15 minutes, and the second batch is a little bit bigger than the first, but that's okay. And so I'm gonna finish stuffing these, and you know, they're not gonna look perfect, but I'm really proud of these whoopie pies. They're excellent. Everybody that's ever had them really says they're excellent. I'm not gonna go off and say they're the world's best whoopie pies like some things that I say, because it's all subjective too. Some people may not like how much cream there's in there. Some people may like just a little bit. You know, some people may like different kinds, but these are a proven classic in my family. And I would suggest you don't make these when you're in a hurry. It takes a little bit of time and patience. This is a great project to do with the kids, etc. So I'm gonna just finish stuffing these, and then we're gonna come back on a couple final thoughts. End result out of the whoopie pies. Look at how well stuffed those puppies are. I couldn't resist. I had one just for make sure they were suitable for the company to eat. But what I'm gonna do with that right now, I'm gonna put those in the refrigerator because like I said, that cream is it's a little bit soft, and when I was devouring mine, it kind of leaked out, but that's fine. It was still delicious. But those are really good right out of the fridge, and they freeze very well. I hope you like my whoopie pie recipe. If you have any questions on it, let me know. It is tried and true for me and you, and enjoy it. And look at that. That is some wonderful gourmet sweet eating right there. So happy eating, everybody. Until next time.